Hey guys, Zero here with another War Game Wednesday, and today we're taking a look at another one of my favorite games from Games Workshop. So if you don't like Games Workshop, you're hating, go ahead and click off. Go on. Oh wait. Alright, now that they're gone, we're going to take a look at today Aeronautica Imperialis Crimson Skies. So this set includes the Imperial Navy versus the Tau. So we're going to take a quick look at this, pop this open, see what comes inside, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on it. Alright, sit tight. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the Aeronautica Imperialis Skies of Fire, a game of aerial combat in the 41st millennium. Here's the side of the box, side of the box, side of the box with two of the fighters in there, bottom of the box, and here is the back. So it says it comes with 2 Astra Militarum Valkyrie assault carriers, 3 Imperial Navy Lightning fighters, 3 Tau Barracuda, and 2 Tau Tiger Sharks. 1 rule book, 2 reference cards, 1 double-sided area map of engagement, and a complete set of tokens representing stalls, maneuvers, stalls, spins, tailing, and structure points. A set of 8 6-sided dice, a sheet of transfers for the Imperial Navy, Astra Militarum, and Tau-cast aircraft. So it's kind of like the original box. See, we got this open real quick. Alright, let's take a look at the inside. Bubble wrap. I'm not gonna need that. And we have a bunch of models and bases. Why they put loose bases, I have no idea. Here's our dice. Add that to this pile of white dice GW's been offering for all their games lately. These are the flight stems, the new Aeronautica flight stems. Because you got this little ball on top here, which is pretty cool. And we'll take a look at these models in a second. You get the inside the box, you get one of these cool inserts, which is basically the cover art of the box, which I like. I don't know if this is from Forge World, but it's definitely got a Forge World Imperial armor feel to the photos in this. You know what I'm saying? Like even the original one had the art. But I think those were new because those are some of the newer ships. But they just went with the art style and photographic style of like Forge World. And then on the back, you got your list of ships. That's cool. Right here we have the rule book and the tokens for the game. I won't get into all that, but all right, here's a quick insert they give with a very first starter scenario for this box set, which is kind of cool. It gives you a little bit of story. It tells you the parameters of the combat and the objectives for each player. Here we have the instruction booklets for each fighter type. Here's the Lightning fighter. Looks pretty simple. But pay attention to where everything goes or where everything's supposed to go, because you never know. The Valkyrie assault carrier, which I don't know why I like this damn thing, but I like it. I want one for the 40K scale, but I don't play Imperial Guard, so it's just a cool looking ship. The Tau Barracuda fighter is just one. It's just one page. That's simple enough. And then we have the Tau Tiger Shark fighter bomber. Cool. Alright, and here we have the double-sided map. Probably won't be able to get this over on full camera because it's pretty big once it's opened all the way. But you've got your hexes, just like the other one. And there's some kind of like, looks like a night mission on the other side. It looks pretty cool. Definitely interesting. There you go. Alright, here is the decal sheet for both, it looks like. Yeah, because there's some Tau, and there's the Imperial. This is all, so it's half and half. This is all Tau, and this is all Imperial. This is cool. I don't know how many people use decals. I know there's like, I guess, I don't know, 50-50, but there's people who don't like using decals at all, and then there's people who do. I personally do. I think it just adds a little bit more to the model, but that's just me. All right, here we have the Lightning Fighter, Strike Fighter, Fighters. There's 3 of them. A lot of detail, man. There's a lot of detail on these models. All right, here we have the Barracuda fighters for the Tau. I see why they're really simple. Basically, the hull is all one piece, and all you're doing is slapping on all the equipment that it's carrying. And little gun drones. The tiny gun drones. And that's interesting. Here is the Imperial Vulture attack carrier. Again, I don't know why I like this thing. It's got a really cool look to it. It's got that Aliens look. You know, the what was that drop ship that they use in Aliens? It's not exactly like it, but it just has that feel, you know, that utilitarian military feel. And I guess it works because it's going for the Astra Militarum or the Imperial Guard. All right, and here we have the Tau Tiger Shark fighter bomber. It comes with 2 sprues. And this is like the lower fuselage. And here's the main body, or at least the upper half of the main body. Looks like it's going to be big. Cool though. They're not afraid to go big with these models. That's good. All these little weapons you can attach to it. Who's going to have the time to? Who's going to take the time to do all that? More gun drones. The answer is me. Me. I'm going to take the time to do all that. All right. There you go. That's everything that comes inside the Aeronautica Imperialis Skies of Fire box set. So let's get these guys built and get a closer look at them. Sit tight. All right, here we are with the Aeronautica Imperialis Fire in the Sky box set contents. We've got the Tau and the Imperial Astra Militarum. They say it's Astra Militarum, but it's technically still the Imperial Navy, so I don't know. It's more Imperials, I guess, but we'll take a closer look at most of these. But here we have the Tiger Sharks. And then we have the Barracudas. And we've got the Lightning Fighters. And then we've got the Vulture gunships. They're Valkyrie gunships, I apologize. Alright, sit tight. Alright, so here we have the Tau Force, and it's interesting because And you see all the little details on here. And you have to put, like, these are wings. Let's take one of these off here. You've got to put the drones and then the guns on the drones, boosters, these little, just little drone back here, this weapon here. And each one can be armed differently. So you got to be careful how you arm them, because what's allowed in the game versus what's not. I gave this one all burst cannons. I just went with the rule of cool. I didn't actually look at the rules for these, unfortunately. This one I gave ion cannon to, and the smaller ion cannons. Just again, the detail on these is just amazing. And my tiger shark. I gave it the rail cannons, small ion cannons underneath. This one, I closed the missile bays or the bomb bays. It's the missiles, I think. But you can add all that. Again, there's tons of little bits that you have to put on these guys. The thrusters, these thrusters here. And the final one, I gave the heavy burst cannons, small burst cannons, and I also put the missile bays on there for those tau missiles. Exactly the same too. It's so cool, just all the detail on these little tiny ships. And then of course you've got your dial. It gives you your speed and your altitude. So you give it whatever speed you're gonna do for the round, and then you set whatever altitude you're gonna set for the round. And there you go. It's a pretty straightforward game, pretty easy to learn. It's kind of like what my buddy Pete used to call a beer and pretzels game. All right, we'll take a look at the Imperials next. All right, here we have the Astra Militarum, or the Imperial Navy, and we'll take a look at these Lightning Fighters. Again, there is a ton of detail on these little ships. You got to put the canopy on, the wings, the lower tail wings, and then all these little rockets. And then you've got the Hunter Killer missiles. And you don't have to put them on, but I chose to because I was like, well, fill up the space. It's WYSIWYG, so, if I have it, I'm using it. I'm not. If I'm not using it in the game, I'll just let my opponent know. Then you've got the twin las cannons up front. I believe you can also switch these out for multi-lasers. But I figured the las cannons will do the trick. And I believe, yeah. Okay, so this is the multi-laser here. Let's see why the camera's like not focusing. Those are the multi-lasers. A little different. Same armament underneath. This is frustrating just putting these on. And then the final one, multi-lasers as well. You can always get more of these too to make like a full squadron of las cannons if you want. A full squadron of multi-lasers depending on what you want to do. And now we look at the Valkyries. Now you can either do the Valkyrie gunship or the Vendetta gunship. And I believe I chose the Valkyrie. And I do believe, yeah. And I actually put this on here only because the las cannon actually when I was clipping it off the sprue, it snapped. So this is still a Valkyrie. Let's get the missile pods or the rocket pods. The targeting array. And just look at that. And the detail. That's that World War II look almost, That's the actual las cannon that's supposed to be on there. I don't know if that's a stubber or a multi-laser up front. And then you got the rocket pods again, the landing gear. Or struts, whatever you want to call them. And you had to put all these pieces. So this was one piece, this was a piece, this was a piece, you know, this was a piece here, these, this, and this canopy, this little side piece, this little side piece, the bottom hull, you know, this, all these little struts were different pieces, the nose gun, you know, again, very cool little kits. I mean, obviously they're way more detailed to me than the Forge World ones. I mean, but the Forge World ones were what they were, right? Like they were there when we had nothing else. So there we go. All right, let's get back to the chair and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this set. Sit tight. All right, guys, so there you go, man. That is the Aeronautica Imperialis Crimson Skies box set. And yeah, man, Tau versus Imperial. And it's cool because I like it because there's different Imperial ships. It's not just this rehash like Thunderbolts and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Thunderbolts, but it's not just rehash ships. You get the new ships. At first I thought, like, I don't think I'm getting as many ships as I did in the first box set, but I did the math and I looked at the ships that I got and I was like, yeah, it's actually the same amount of ships. So good on you, Games Workshop. And really quick, they are releasing very soon, if it's not already out, the Wrath of Angels box set, which includes the Eldar or Aldari, whatever you guys want to call it, but I call them Eldar, and the Stardays, so Space Marines. So we're gonna, as soon as I get that box, we're gonna take a look at that. And yes, I will be getting that box set too, if I can. If Games Workshop doesn't shut me down, we'll get that out and let you guys see what's in that. All right, guys, as always, like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.